We begin tonight with the solemn journey of Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist assassinated on Wednesday. Vice President JD Vance accompanied Kirk's casket on Thursday evening as it was carried by a military pallbearer detail across the tarmac in Salt Lake City, Utah. The casket was placed aboard Air Force Two for the flight back to Kirk's home state of Arizona. Video from the tarmac showed Kirk's wife, Erica Francevy, visibly emotional as the casket passed by her. Upon arrival in Phoenix, she deplaned holding the hand of Second Lady Usha Vance. Kirk's body was then transported to a local memorial chapel. President Donald Trump announced Thursday that he will attend the funeral, which he believes will be held next weekend. Meanwhile, federal authorities are intensifying their search for the suspect. The assassination occurred during an outdoor event at Utah Valley University, the first stop on what was planned as Turning Point USA's American Comeback Tour. Authorities noted that the suspect blended in well with a college institution. A photo released by law enforcement shows the individual wearing a hat, sunglasses, and an American flag t-shirt featuring an eagle. The FBI is now appealing directly to the public for help, asking for any photos, videos, or tips that could help piece together the events leading to Kirk's death. FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles emphasized that no tip is too small or insignificant. The agency has set up a specific page on the FBI's website for digital media submissions and is taking calls at 1-800-CALL-FBI. A reward of up to $100,000 is being offered for information that leads to the identification and arrest of the person responsible. The assassination of Charlie Kirk has cast a harsh spotlight on the issue of political violence, a theme also present in a Florida courtroom this week. The trial of Ryan Routh, the man charged with the attempted assassination of then-presidential candidate Donald Trump, began in Fort Pierce, Florida. The alleged attempt took place in September of 2024, just weeks before the presidential election. On September 11th, both the prosecution and Routh, who has chosen to represent himself, delivered their opening arguments. Assistant U.S. Attorney John Shipley laid out the government's case, detailing Routh's alleged preparations. This included traveling to Florida, using various aliases, employing encrypted communications, and purchasing a firearm. Shipley told the jury that the case is not about their personal feelings toward Donald Trump, but about whether an attempt was made on his life. He argued that Routh's motive was to ensure that the people of the United States could not re-elect the former president. A Secret Service agent also testified, recounting his confrontation with Routh at Trump's West Palm Beach golf course. Judge Aileen Cannon has warned Routh that she will not permit him to make a mockery of the court during the proceedings. While these events highlight deep divisions in the country, the political battles in Washington are continuing with renewed intensity. Senate Republicans on Thursday triggered the so-called nuclear option to change the chamber's rules and speed up the confirmation of President Trump's nominees. The move, which allows for a rule change with a simple majority vote, came after months of what Republicans described as a blockade by Senate Democrats. For the first 9 months of Trump's second term, not a single nominee had been approved through fast-track unanimous consent. The rule change, which was adapted from a 2023 Democratic proposal, will now allow lawmakers to vote on nominees in batches rather than one by one. This new procedure applies to sub-cabinet level positions and other executive branch picks, but does not affect judicial nominees. The goal is to clear a backlog that has grown to more than 140 of the president's selections. Senate Majority Leader John Thune expressed his frustration before the vote, questioning how much more time was needed after 8 months of delays. This marks the 4th time the nuclear option has been used in the Senate's recent history. Both parties have resorted to the tactic, including Democrats in 2013 to confirm executive branch nominees, and Republicans in 2017 and 2019 to advance Supreme Court and other civilian nominees, respectively. The push to confirm the president's team comes as a new Fox News poll offers a mixed view of the administration's performance. The national survey finds President Trump's overall job approval stands at 46%, with 54% disapproving. His ratings show a significant split depending on the issue. He receives his highest marks on border security with 57% approval and strong numbers on crime at 50%. However, the economy remains a major weakness. Only 39% of voters approve of his handling of the economy, and just 32% approve of his approach to the cost of living. The poll, which was completed before Charlie Kirk's assassination, shows that 52% of voters believe the Trump administration has made the economy worse, compared to 30% who say it's better. Overall, 71% of voters rate the nation's economy negatively. While concerns over some costs like gasoline and groceries have eased slightly over the past year, more voters now say healthcare and utility costs are a major problem for their families. The poll also reflects a deep pessimism about the country's trajectory, with 62% of voters believing life will be worse for the next generation of Americans. And as voters express persistent concerns about the economy and the cost of living, there is a new projection that could mean a slight increase in income for millions of seniors next year. The Senior Citizens League, a nonpartisan advocacy group, has projected that the 2026 Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA, will be 2.7%. That would be a modest increase from this year's 2.5% adjustment. The group's modeling, which is based on the latest Consumer Price Index data, suggests this would raise the average monthly benefit for retired workers by about $54, from an estimated $280 to $2,062. The official COLA is determined by the Social Security Administration, which bases its calculation on inflation data from the third quarter, that is the months of July, August, and September. The official announcement of next year's adjustment is expected in October.